Hi, I'm Reggie, and welcome to Read Tech. So today's video is going to be a little bit different. I'm currently sitting on Royal Caribbean's Allure of the Seas cruise ship, and we're currently docked in Cozumel, Mexico. It's a 7-day cruise, and I thought I'd make a video based upon what I actually bring technology wise when I cruise. And all of this, I'm going to go through the list of things that I actually bring. Um, the list is a combination of just things that I would want, as a person that is just going on vacation and doing things. Um, uh, but we also have another YouTube channel called Read Life, and we also like to do live streams and record content when we're on vacation. It's actually it's the main focus of the actual channel itself. With that being said, it's a combination of a things for just personal use as well as items that I need to do a good quality live stream. So let's just jump directly into the list. Oh, and also I will link to some of these items that I have here in case you're interested in building up your own, streaming slash tech travel kit. To the list. First item is the Sony A64 100 mirrorless camera. So we use the A6400 for capturing still pictures, um, definitely video, so recording video directly to the micro SD card or the SD card that goes into the A6400, as well as using the HDMI output, which takes a micro HDMI cable into a USB capture card that I connect to a laptop in order to do live streams. So then the next thing on the list is a micro HDMI cable. And that's basically what we use to connect the A6400 to the streaming card. Next item is a USB-C hub, and that's mostly to expand the ports that are available on the Dell laptop that I have. It's an Inspiron 14. It's a pretty good laptop, fairly compact. It's a 14-inch and travels really well. Next two items that I have are phantom batteries for the A6400. And those are in place or on the list in case we want to do long running video where the stock battery just may not be good enough. So the phantom batteries, I've got two of them. One of them you can plug into at least a 3 amp, 15 watt total USB, either a battery or an actual USB charger that you plug into an outlet. So that's really nice because I can be away from power and just connect to a USB battery and I'm good to go. The other one is basically the exact same thing, but you can just plug it directly into a 110 volt outlet. Okay, so also including a tripod for obvious reasons, mostly for the A64 100 camera, but I've got a couple other things. Actually, the next two things on the list. Logitech C920 webcam. So I'm adding this to the list. It's a new thing for me to bring, and that's just so I can potentially have another video view. We like to take cruises, and last time I ended up using the webcam that's built into the Dell Inspiron 14 laptop, which is what I'm actually using right now to film this video. And that it's okay. It's a decent quality, but the C920 is definitely better. So I brought that along just for some extra flexibility and something that's very easy to set up with OBS. Let's see. The next item is the DJI Pocket 2. Now the Pocket 2 is amazing. It's a 4K gimbal. I actually have it here. Just charging it. But this thing is amazing. So the gimbal on this is fantastic. I can I'll link a video of me walking around Universal Studios Florida with this thing, just to show you how good it does. Not mounted to anything. I'm just hand holding it, and it works really well. So this is a part of my kit. It's a great little device. If you're interested in that, I can go a little bit more in depth and give some recommendations about some things about that. But all right, continuing the list, because it is kind of a long list. SD cards. So I've got a combination. Well, they're actually all micro SD cards, and then I've got some adapters for full-size SD. Because the camera, I think my camera is the only one. The A6400 is the only thing that actually uses an SD card. Everything else is micro SD. Like the DJI is absolutely micro SD. The next couple of things on the list: batteries for the A6400 and a battery charger. So I've got a third-party battery charger that works really well and actually shows what the charging level is. You don't get that with the regular battery chargers most of the time, so that's pretty nice. I've also got USB batteries in a number of different sizes. They all support USB-C power delivery, large capacities, and that's, again, if we're gonna be away from power, we can actually power the cameras or even the laptop, since the laptop supports USB-C charging as well. So that works really, really good. And continuing, extension cords. Cruise ships are not known to have lots of power outlets, so having enough extension cords and such, very important. So I always carry at least a couple of them. I've got a DJI gimbal for the phone, and my gosh, I don't remember exactly what the model is, but I'll include that in. But that's the gimbal, and it's for a phone, so I still need to set it up with my iPhone 13 Pro, but it works with iPhones and Android devices really well. The stability is excellent, and because of this, I bought this actually first to do video. This is one of the reasons why I have the Pocket. So the difference between these two is amazing, and this weighs significantly more than this does, and this does 4K 60 frames per second video. It's fantastic. But we still carry this because sometimes my wife may actually want to do some video at the same time that I'm running around with the DJI Pocket, so we've got that as well. So that's another thing. Let's see, I picked up a clamp mount, and this is to be able to mount a camera to railings very easily and sturdily. And this is the actual clamp. It's super simple, but this is fairly high quality. I've used it for the first time on this cruise, and it's pretty fantastic. I will also link the video or include it in the description eventually for some footage as we were sailing into Cozumel. So I basically mounted the DJI Pocket 2 on the clamp mount and had, captured stabilized video as we were sailing into port. We'll see if the video is any good. I haven't actually looked at it yet, but I have a feeling that it's gonna look pretty darn good. So that is that, and that was really cheap at Amazon. I think it was only a few dollars, like $12 or something like that. It was crazy. Very good purchase. Again, and I'll link a lot of these things down below. I don't have it handy here at the desk, but also super cheap USB HDMI capture device. It only does 1080p 30, and there are other ones that are more expensive. I even have one that's more expensive, but I love the form factor of this thing. It's super small and allows me to to pack smaller. So I usually take that, and usually for streaming and even recording a video, 1080p 30 is fine. It's not the highest quality, but it still looks really good. So I have that. Then we've got a ton of different cables. So I've got USB-C cables for powering like for everything. Almost everything uses USB-C or micro USB to charge. I also have brought a bunch of lightning cables just in case for my phone and my wife's phone. Apple Watch charger. I also bring a Amazon Fire tablet. I have the HD8. I think it's the newest HD8 that has USB-C. Its quality on the thing is ridiculous for the price. I think that was only like something between 60 and $80, and it works really well. So I sync Netflix and Amazon Prime stuff to it. It works really great. Let's see. Also included the Dell laptop and its power supply. That's also on the list. USB SSD. And that's basically to offload footage, so I don't, completely nuke the storage that's on the laptop itself. Let's see, a tripod. This trip, I actually bought AirTags, Apple AirTags, and I put AirTags in my my tech bag that was mostly filled with the video gear. That's the most expensive stuff that I've got, along with the laptop. Put it in that, and then into each of our pieces of luggage that was checked. It actually worked pretty well. I was hoping to be able to use the ultra wideband close distance tracking, because it actually puts an arrow once you're in Bluetooth range of one of your AirTags, and it'll point you to the actual device. It's pretty cool. Let's see, and then rounding it out, we've got 220 volt adapters, and that stuff is really cool because cruise ships, every single cruise ship that I've been on, and I've been on almost all of the consumer lines. Like I said, I'm on Royal Caribbean now, but I've done Carnival, Holland America, Celebrity, Princess, Norwegian, MSC. They all have both 110 volt and 220 volt plugs, and almost every single regular transformer electronic device that goes for USB chargers, even like plug-in chargers, they almost all support either 110, or 220. And the only difference is the actual plug itself. So as long as you have an adapter, you can use those extra outlets. And like I said, oftentimes you don't have, or actually you never have a lot of outlets in on a cruise ship in a cabin. So I bring those in order to utilize both the 110 volt outlets and the 220s, and that works really well. And then I've got the last 5 things on the list are actually lenses for the Sony A64 100 camera, and these are all Sony E-mount lenses. The first is on the list is Sony 50mm f1.8, so that's really good for low light and portrait type photography. I also brought the Sony kit lens, which is 16 to 50 millimeters. The Sony G 18 to 105 millimeter f4 zoom, which is fantastic. That range gives you so much capability, and I almost always store my camera with that lens on because you can almost capture anything with that. Then I also have the Sony 55 to 210 millimeter lens, and that's a variable aperture lens as well, just like the kit lens. But it's really good for zoom. Sony does some amazing things with the electronics that allows you to, like the firmware on the camera is actually updated to calibrate specifically with the lens. It's pretty amazing. I love the Sony platform. And then the final lens is the lens that I use for most video recording on or streaming on the A6400, and that is the Sigma 19mm f2.8. That is a beautiful lens. It's so inexpensive. I think I paid about $200 to $250 for it. I'm not sure what it's going for now, but for a fixed, f2.8 at 19 millimeters, it's very wide. It's not very wide. It's sufficiently wide and works really well. But so that is the list. Like I said, I'm going to include some additional information. Some links to some of the video that I've taken in the past with the DJI Pocket. I will put some affiliate links in case anyone is interested in any of this stuff. If you go through those links, I will get some monetary compensation for it eventually, maybe, if I get enough people that are actually purchasing things, but it doesn't matter. I just want to share the list and what I actually use. Hopefully this can help someone, and that's going to do it for this video. Thanks a lot for watching, and be sure to subscribe if you like this type of content. Thanks a lot.